Hello, my name is Tabitha McKeever, and I purchased a book today. It's called the Polymer Clay Cookbook by Jessica and Susan Partain. It is a book that shows how to make different tiny food jewelry, like cinnamon rolls, gingerbread man, ice cream, candy corn, hamburgers, lollipops, pretzels, cupcakes, pumpkin pies, and stuff like that. I've been very interested in making polymer clay food jewelry, and this book is definitely the best. I'm not sure how copyright laws work, so I didn't want to actually show you the cover of the book, but I will tell you the source that I'm using to make this a cupcake. Actually, I'm going to make a cupcake. I have some tools here, very simple tools. I'm using Scoopy 3. Fimo is more durable, of course. This one in chocolate is Fimo. However, whenever I'm making practice pieces and things of that nature, I go ahead and I use Scoopy. It's very soft, very beautiful colors, so I really do like it for that. I have an alcohol pad. You can actually use just a you can actually just wash your hands if you want to, but sometimes it's just easier to wipe your fingers with an alcohol pad, especially when you're using colors such as red. I made this color right here. It's kind of like an ecru color. I used the pearl Scoopy, the lemon Scoopy, and a little bit of chocolate Fimo because I didn't have any brown Scoopy. I have a razor blade. These are my favorites to use to cut my clay with. This is a blade that a lot of painters use to strip paint with. There's actually another attachment that you would hook this to strip paint with. Here's a skewer. I get these from the dollar store. And I use these mainly to bake my beads with. And then here's a head pin because we're going to put the cupcake on the head pin. So I better get started to make sure that my video is under 10 minutes. Okay. And I don't know how to use video editing software at the moment. So I pre-mixed these. I pre-mixed this. You just use what you feel is necessary to get this kind of brownish ecru type color. And this is just regular Fimo chocolate. And this is a little bit of red, hot red, and Scoopy for the cherry that's going to go on top of the cake. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to move this stuff out of the way. As I said earlier, sometimes I just kind of, use this alcohol pad to get some of the alcohol off my fingers. I'm going to take my ecru and I'm using the directions that are in the book on page 120. I use different colors than what's in the book though, so please be careful about that. It was a different kind of cupcake, different color cupcake. So you're going to roll it into a cylinder. Kind of press it down a little bit to make sure the bottom and the top is flat. That's what I come up with so far. Then you're going to take any kind of needle tool. I'm just going to go ahead and use this skewer. And you're going to make your indentures. Just press into it. Try to go from the top to the bottom. Be very careful. I have messed this up a number of times. Try to make them as spaced evenly as possible. Trust me, it's not always that way. Sometimes you have to fix it up later. That's the wonderful thing about clay. You can kind of make it look a little bit better. Those are my little indentures. I probably could have put a little more. I just don't want to overdo it. Okay, so this is the bottom for the cupcake. Okay, here is going to be the frosting. I want brown frosting. And what the book says is to flatten the frosting. Let me actually make this a little bit more soft. So I'm just going to play with it, manipulate it a little bit. So I'm going to take it, and you can just flatten it into, it's supposed to be an uneven shaped pancake. Try to make it uneven a little bit. The edges are supposed to be thinner than the middle, a little thinner. That's okay. I'm going to use my bigger one. It's usually easier to scrape clay off the tile. I have a big, huge tile that I'm using. It was about $5 worth. And it's huge. I think it's the biggest you can get. Got it at a tile discount store. Just going to manipulate it a little bit and put it on top. I'm going to try to center it. Press down a little evenly, a little gently. And then I'm going to take these edges and I'm going to fold them down onto the cake part of the cupcake. And you want it to be uneven because we don't generally have these perfect little cupcakes. So far we're seeing a little bit of frosting going on here. So what I'm going to do, it also mentions to kind of take the sharp part and kind of just make sure that you got some straight parallel lines here. Okay, so I just kind of made it look a little bit better. Okay, I have a slight imperfection I'm going to try to fix real quickly. I have a little bit of black up on here. You might not be able to see it. It's right there. I'm going to take my little razor, kind of shave it off a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, now the directions say to center the head pin at the bottom. And the head pin has a little flat part on the bottom, right there, not a loop. And I usually take my little finger and I do like this. As I push it through and I twist just a little bit. What I'm going to do, because it's going to make it a lot easier for me, is I'm going to go ahead and make the cherry now. So I'm going to take my red. Actually, let me get a little bit of this brown off, or I'm going to have to really work with the red. Take the red, make a little ball. Like this. Red is such a highly pigmented clay. Pretty much gets everywhere. So your little alcohol pads work well, or you can wear gloves, or you can just wash your hands in between. I'm going to kind of put this in here a little bit further, the head pin. And I'm going to string the cherry on top. Try to center it as best I can. And I've done so. I'm going to push the head pin on through, all the way through. I kind of take my little nail and kind of press down a little bit on top of the cherry to get those little pieces of the cherry that try to pull, just lay down flat. And here is the finished product. You can make your cherry a little bit smaller if you want to. Hope you enjoyed. The Polymer Clay Cookbook by Jessica and Susan Partain, page 120 plus. This is what you get. It's very pretty. Thank you.